G'day everybody, Tim from Diverse Dogs here, and in this video we're going to demonstrate how to teach a dog to release a toy during play. Okay guys, so I'm working with Dusty. Dusty's a really fun little blue staffy and he's really strong and he's got a vice grip. He does not want to let go of that toy. So the first thing you need to do to teach a dog to out like this is to lock the toy up against your knees and lock your elbows in to minimize the amount of pulling that goes on between you, the toy, and the dog. So notice how there I've locked it really tight against my body, so it's minimized the amount of pulling backwards and forwards that can happen between the two of us. Eventually, Dusty decided this is not much fun and he let the toy go. So essentially what we're doing is we're taking the fight out of the game. And for Dusty, the tug of war fight is what motivates him to keep tugging. He really loves that. It's super fun for him. So if we can take that component away initially, it's going to help us to get the dog to let the toy go. Now, he's letting it go pretty quickly actually, but sometimes I've had to wait 1, 2, 3, even 5 minutes for a really strong, dedicated dog to let the toy go. But if you're patient enough, eventually they do let it go, so long as you take the fight out of the toy and then follow the next set of sequences that I'm about to talk about. So the next thing you need to do after you've locked it in, wait for the dog to let it go. As they let it go, you say the word out or leave, whatever you want that command to be. So you wait for them to let it go. Once they let it go, you at the same time you say the command and then you mark it with the clicker. Once you've marked it with the clicker, you re-engage with play. So the sequence is lock it up, take the fight out of the toy. Name the action as it's happening so that it's easier for the dog to learn to associate the command with the desired action. If you tell the dog to out 6 or 7 times before they actually let it go, then they've heard you say out while they're pulling on the toy 6 times, and they've heard you say out when they've let it go once. So the dog's more likely to think that when you say out, you want them to keep pulling. You need to make sure that you're very careful to only say the word out as the dog is letting the toy go. So you lock it up. As they let go, you say out, mark it with the clicker, and then re-engage for play with the reward. And then it's just a matter of continuing to repeat this process over and over and over until the dog starts to learn that sequence. And so the more you do this, when you start to lock that toy up and make it go still, the dog will start to get ready to let it go because it's learning the precursors to you asking for him to let it go. He's also learning that if he lets go of the toy, that's the fastest way for the game to start again.
Out.
Now some dogs can learn this in one session. Dusty starts to pick up the out commands pretty quickly. I think it takes me about 5 minutes here for him to start associating the word out with letting the toy go. But some dogs, it may take you 2 or 3 sessions. You know? Some dogs will be slower learners, but a lot of it will depend on how well you're able to put this sequence of events together.
Out. Out. Good boy. Clever dog. Out. Yeah, good boy.
Okay, so you can see there,
Good boy.
I said the word out before he let it go. I felt that he was starting to understand.
Out.
And so I just threw a tester in and I threw the command in before the action just to see what would happen. Now, Dusty let the toy go.
Out.
As he did again. So it's indicating to me now that he's starting to understand what the word means, but he's also starting to understand the sequence. So he'll understand that when I lock the toy up,
Out.
I'm probably going to say out, and he knows that if he lets it go, it's going to make me re-engage that fun tug of war game that he loves. And so now he's starting to understand the expectation to the word out.
That's it, keep tugging. Keep
Okay,
tugging, keep playing.
so
And then when you're ready,
this
just
bit of
go
video
really
was
loose
only
with your
about 10
hands.
minutes
Just go
after I
really loose
finished
with
that
your hands.
session with Dusty. So you can see here now he's playing with one of the kids. And obviously they don't have the same strength to be able to hang on to that toy and really lock it in to make sure there's minimal movement.
Go really loose with your
But
hands.
because I've been able to help Dusty associate that picture of when the game
Good
stops,
job.
and he's asked to out the toy, he's learnt to associate that sequence with letting the toy go. So now it's a lot easier for them to play. They can enjoy playing tug of war in the backyard regularly now, and this game is a lot more fun and a lot safer for everybody.
Nice, yeah, good job.